They don't cheer for you at the beginning. They don't ask how you're doing. They don't believe in your dreams. Not yet, because nobody cares until you win. And here's why that's the most powerful advantage you've ever been given. Let's face it. This world doesn't hand out recognition based on effort. It celebrates results. It rewards outcomes. That's why early in the journey it can feel like you're invisible, like your passion doesn't matter. Nobody praised Elon Musk when he was sleeping on the Tesla factory floor. Nobody lined up to celebrate Oprah when she was told she'd never make it in TV. Nobody cared, not until they won. Not until the world could no longer ignore the undeniable force of their consistency. You start discovering what you're actually made of. That's when the work becomes pure. That's when effort becomes art. Because the only one you're doing it for is you. When you're not worried about being seen, you're focused on being better. And when you focus on being better relentlessly, obsessively, without distraction, the world eventually notices. Like your consistency, your sleepless nights, and your silent battles go completely unnoticed. The one where you know you've earned every inch. The one where your value isn't measured in views or likes or claps. It's measured in your ability to stay in the fight when no one believed, when no one noticed, when no one cared. And they do. But that's not a problem. It's a gift. Instead, you commit to outlasting their silence. Commit to building when no one sees the blueprint. You commit to mastering your craft when nobody's watching the rehearsals. That means you're still building, still refining, still becoming. Because the climb is meant to be lonely, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because when nobody's watching, when nobody's handing you applause, you are free. They crave validation at mile 1 of a 1,000-mile journey. But here's the truth that separates winners from wishers, those early miles. The quiet grind, the overlooked progress, that's where greatness is born. You are free from the weight of expectation, free from the noise of opinions. Free to fail quietly, to experiment deeply, and to build the kind of foundation that doesn't crack when the spotlight finally arrives. You see, most people want attention before they've earned it. They want support before they've proven their grit. Nobody clapped for Kobe when he was shooting in the gym at 4 a.m. And if you're feeling overlooked right now, good. It means you're in the right place. Let's talk about what happens when no one's watching. You stop performing. You stop pretending. You stop doing things just to impress others. It won't be hype. It'll be the result of thousands of invisible reps, hours of unseen sacrifice, years of quiet dedication. And ironically, that's exactly when the results start to come. When you're not chasing applause, you're chasing improvement. But by then it doesn't even matter, because by then you've already won. Not the public trophy, not the viral moment, but the internal victory. So how do you use this to your advantage? You stop expecting applause. You stop waiting for permission. You stop measuring your worth based on how others react. That silence you're hearing, that absence of recognition, it's your training ground. Because here's what happens when nobody cares. You develop grit. You develop resourcefulness. You develop mental toughness. You learn how to be your own motivation. You learn how to push when the push isn't coming from outside. And when you learn how to keep showing up day after day without handouts, without cheerleaders, without external reward, you become unstoppable. That's the weapon. That's the edge. Because when you finally do win and you will, it won't be luck. And at that moment, the applause will be deafening. But it will no longer define you, because you didn't win for them. You won for the person you became in the process. Let's break this down further. Every champion was once a contender that nobody believed in. Every game-changing entrepreneur started with an idea people laughed at. Every breakout artist started with songs no one played, but they didn't stop because nobody cared. They used that silence as fuel. They got better, sharper, hungrier. Because when you know nobody's going to save you, you start saving yourself. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming circumstances. Take full ownership. The results are slow, the pressure is high, and the rewards are far away. Because once you accept that no one's coming to push you, you realize how powerful you actually are. You realize that you don't need a crowd to perform. You just need a reason, if no light. No cheers, just pressure, darkness, and struggle. Just quiet, consistent action when no one else was paying attention. Let it teach you to move without applause, to rise without attention, to lead without followers. But deep in that soil, something is growing, something is strengthening, something is preparing to break through. That's you. They'll wonder how they missed it. You're motivated by the desire to become more, not just look like more. You will. Keep going. You'll keep building. You'll keep pushing until the silence turns into noise. And then, when that noise comes, it won't distract you, because you'll know what it took to get there. So let me ask you, what's your reason? What is it that keeps you going when no one's watching, when no one's liking, sharing, or subscribing? Because if you don't have a reason deeper than recognition, you'll quit. But if you're driven by purpose, this is your advantage. Visibility is your edge. Doubt is your ally. Because when people don't expect much from you, they don't see you coming. You get to shock the world not with hype, but with results. You get to rise in silence and strike in brilliance. You get to write a story no one saw coming, and that's what makes it powerful. Think about a seed planted underground. So stop waiting to be noticed. Start preparing to be undeniable. Because you don't need the world to care now. You need to care enough to keep going. Eventually, the world will catch up. They'll look back and call you an overnight success. But you'll know the truth. There were no shortcuts, no magic. Use the silence. Let it shape you. Let it refine you. Because if you can win while no one's watching, there's nothing they can do to stop you when they finally are. So the next time you feel invisible, overlooked, or ignored, smile. That's your advantage. You're just getting started. When the time comes, they won't just care. But you won't. Because you were there the whole time. Winning, quietly, relentlessly, unapologetically. And when your moment comes, you won't be surprised. You'll be ready.